26 are Mayor C. Holland Purdue III and Vice Mayor Benjamin K. Mullins. Council members A. Ralph Casey, David K. Clements, J. Tyler Lee, and Lucas A. Tuning. Also participating this evening are staff members as noted.
Before the pledge, we're going to take a moment of silence for Jeffrey Lewis, Jeff Hodges. Jeff worked in Transportation Department of Franklin County Public Schools for 37 years. He was a volunteer for the Franklin County Rescue Squad and Hardy Rescue Squad for 50 years, serving as captain of both departments during his career. Jeff loved riding motorcycles, enjoyed spending time with all the friends that he made along the way. So if you would take a moment of silence. Thank you. Now we could do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Everyone has the agenda in front of them. I'd ask for an approval of the agenda.
So move.
Motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda is approved. Next, you have the consent agenda in front of you. If there's nothing there to talk about, I'd ask for approval of the consent agenda.
So move.
Motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Prior to starting the special items, Mr. Newble is not present this evening. And in order to have him present by phone, we will need to have a vote to allow that to happen. If I could get a motion for that.
So moved.
Motion, thank you.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, if you could get him on the phone, Mark.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed. Disconnected.
Wrong number.
No longer in service.
That's our guy. Which Mark's fault was it? Dun dun dun.
Put the glasses on.
Glasses on, sure.
Long as he doesn't follow it by 2 ones.
Mr. Newble, hi, this is Mark here at the, in Town Council Chambers.
Okay,
Council just voted to allow you to participate by phone, so I'm just giving you a call.
okay, thank you so much.
Can you hear okay?
Yes, hear you fine.
Okay.
All right, Mark, you're on speaker.
Okay,
All right, so we're on special items now. Next, we're going to have the presentation of the portrait of former town council member and Fire Chief Posey Dillon to his wife, Ann. Ann, if you would come up, please. There you go. Just stand right here. Posey was a member of the Glade Hill Baptist Church, where he served as deacon and finance director. He was a 33-year veteran of the Rocky Mount Volunteer Fire Department, where he served as captain and assistant chief before becoming chief in 1990. He served on the Rocky Mount Town Council from 1980 to 2000 and was reappointed to council August 2006. He served as vice mayor of Rocky Mount from 1992 to 2000 and again from July of 2008 until 2010. He served on the West Piedmont District Commission from December 1982 to June 1993, and he served on numerous town projects and committees. He retired from American Electric Power with 30 years of service on June 1st, 2010. And so it's my honor to present you this picture here. Thank you. Welcome. Absolutely. All right. Next, we have the proclamation to recognize the lost and found for their upcoming induction into the International Bluegrass Music Association's Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame. We got a lot of people here, and so if y'all want to come up, I'm going to read something real quick, and then I'm going to let you do some talking. All right. But short and sweet. Mine's not short and sweet, but I'm going to read it. All right. This is the proclamation of the town of Rocky Mount honoring the bluegrass band Lost and Found. Whereas the bluegrass band Lost and Found, with original members Alan Mills, Gene Parker, Dempsey Young, and Roger Handy, has since its founding in 1973 in Ferrum, Virginia, shared the authentic spirit, sound, and storytelling of traditional and contemporary bluegrass with audiences across the nation and around the world. And whereas Lost and Found began recording in 1976 on Outlet Records in Rocky Mount, Virginia, combining heartfelt vocals, rich harmonies, and masterful musicianship, mixing folk and country songs with bluegrass to create a distinctive sound that has inspired generations of bluegrass fans and musicians alike. And whereas through the beloved recordings such as Love of the Mountains, If Today Was the Last Day, Leftover Biscuits, Struttin' to Ferrum, Peaceful Dreams, and Old Slate Mountain Home, Lost and Found has contributed enduring classics to the American musical canon. And whereas the band's more than 4 decades of recording and touring the United States and Europe have earned them widespread acclaim for their artistry, professionalism, and deep respect for the roots of bluegrass, as they've served as ambassadors of the Appalachian culture, preserving and advancing a uniquely American musical heritage. And whereas on July 15, 2026, the International Bluegrass Music Association announced that Lost and Found would be inducted into the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame on October 22nd, 2026, at the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga, Tennessee, during the IBMA World of Bluegrass. And whereas induction into the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame represents the highest honor in bluegrass music and is intended to recognize individuals and performing groups who have deeply shaped this genre. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Town Council and Town of Rocky Mount does hereby recognize and honor Lost and Found for their induction into the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame, and that Thursday, October 22nd, 2026, shall be designated as Lost and Found Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame Day in the Town of Rocky Mount. I know you're going to say something. I've got proclamations for everybody here, and so we can, if you want to come up now, we can do that. If you want to talk, we can do that. All right.
Either way.
All right. Well, let's start handing them out. Let's see. Good. All right. Your turn.
I'll be seeing her in a few weeks.
That's fine.
anyway.
We'll send you those with.
Thank you to the town council for this recognition. I'm Debbie Mills, Alan's wife. The Lost and Found band entertained in Europe and across the United States and Canada for over 43 years, with Alan Mills always at the helm. Bubba Chandler, who was a member of the band in the early 1980s, made a great analogy. The Lost and Found band was like a wheel, and Alan was the axle. Alan has always kept Franklin County close to his heart because his mother was born and raised in the Callaway area. Being inducted into the International Bluegrass Music Association Hall of Fame is a great honor. We certainly appreciate the support we've received over the years. On behalf of all the members of the Lost and Found band, thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank
Yeah,
y'all.
yes, sir.
Congrats.
Y'all come back and play a jingle sometime.
All right, let's see.
We should have had a 5-minute bluegrass time on the agenda. I could have flat footed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
You versus Cherie.
let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. Congrats.
All right. Next on special items, the award from the Southwest Virginia Tourism for the Moonshine Capital page on the Town Discover Rocky Mount website for tourism. Daniel, if you want to just give us a brief chat about it and show us the award.
Of
course. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Every year, Friends of Southwest Virginia hosts the annual Southwest Virginia Celebrate Tourism Summit along with the Southwest Virginia Tourism Awards. The awards recognize excellence in tourism marketing over the previous year. So this year's awards would have been for 2025. And the town of Rocky Mount and Discover Rocky Mount, which is the name that we use when promoting the town, were awarded Best Destination Marketing Organization website for this landing page that we created to celebrate the town's moonshine heritage. So it's a dedicated page to our moonshine history. It talks about our history in the community in Rocky Mount and Franklin County. And it also talks about how people can discover moonshine here in Rocky Mount. So it talks about Twin Creeks Distillery and some of the museums that we have in town. So the idea is to hook people with the idea of the moonshine history here and show them how they can experience it and visit Rocky Mount. So this is the award that we were presented last week.
Nice.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work. All right, we've got some new business this evening. The CDBG North Main Street Project Grant. Mr. Bernard.
All right, thank you. As you're aware, earlier this year, the town was awarded $801,000 for the North Main revitalization. This was part of the CDBG, or Community Development Block Grant. And the funding, it's administered through the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, but is ultimately federal funding, which means there's a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of red tape that we have to follow. We are currently in the pre-contract period, which will last through this fall. And I will also point out that the project is being administered by the West Piedmont Planning District Commission. So the town is contracted with them, and so they help pick up a lot of the slack on that, that red tape and the hoops that we do have to jump through. But part of that pre-contract period is signing a number of documents that do need to be approved by council. So in your packet, there are 7 documents that, among other things, they do require, or they do ensure non-discrimination, fair advertising of procured construction work. They ensure fair access to public hearings. And then you'll see something, there are a couple documents that reference housing, and I will point out that the CDBG funding can be used for a number of different things, so anything from infrastructure to housing rehab. In our case, we are doing a business district revitalization, but they do require us to pass a lot of the same documentation that would be required even if we were doing housing rehab or some of those other programs. So if you see it and you wonder why it's talking about housing, that would be the reason why, but I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Because I think, Daniel, they send out the same set of documents that have to be approved.
That's
regardless
correct.
of what yeah.
So you need to vote to authorize the signatures.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
I'll make the motion to move forward with the proposed documents.
Got a motion on the table.
And a second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the resolution in support of the Main Street designation. Mr. Bernard, or, sorry, Misty, sorry.
Stuck with me instead.
Yeah.
Mayor Perdue and members of Town Council, thank you for your commitment to Rocky Mount's Main Street program and the collaboration with Community Partnership. Rocky Mount will be finishing the 2-year Tier 2 Mobilizing Main Street program through Virginia Main Street at the end of this year. Our next step is to apply for Tier 3 Advancing Main Street designation, which is the highest level within the Virginia Main Street program and moves Rocky Mount into the next phase toward National Main Street accreditation. As part of our application for Advancing Main Street, a formal resolution of support from Town Council is required. Approval of this resolution affirms the town's commitment to the Main Street program and the work already underway to strengthen our local businesses, encourage investment and economic vitality, preserve the character of the historic district, and position Rocky Mount for the next level of Main Street designation. We respectfully ask for your approval for Resolution 2026-013, which reads, it is in your packet as well if you want to follow along. Whereas Main Street America, a subsidiary of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, leads a national network dedicated to strengthening communities through preservation-based economic development, and whereas the Virginia Main Street program, administered by the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, serves as a Main Street America coordinating program and supports local Main Street organizations through technical assistance, training, consult services, and grant opportunities. And whereas the town of Rocky Mount recognizes the importance of supporting existing businesses, encouraging economic development and tourism, attracting investment, preserving community's historic character, and strengthening the economic vitality of the Rocky Mount Historical District. And whereas the town of Rocky Mount views participation in the Virginia Main Street and Main Street America programs as an effective means of advancing these goals. And whereas Community Partnership of Rocky Mount serves as the nonprofit partner for Rocky Mount's local Main Street program and works in partnership with the town of Rocky Mount to implement the Main Street approach. Now therefore be resolved by the Town Council of the town of Rocky Mount, Virginia as follows. The Town Council supports the designation and continued participation in Rocky Mount as a Main Street community. The town will continue to work as a partnership with Community Partnership of Rocky Mount, local businesses, property owners, residents, community stakeholders, Virginia Main Street, and Main Street America to support the continued growth and success of Rocky Mount's Main Street program. And the town affirms its commitment to the Main Street approach and its efforts to support economic vitality, historic preservation, promotion, organization, and sustainable growth within the Rocky Mount Historic District. Any questions?
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve what was just presented.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you,
Second.
Missy.
And a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. That's been approved. All right, next we have the wastewater treatment plant equipment purchase. Mr. Potter, you got anything to add to this? Unless, all right. Does anybody have any questions of Mr. Potter about this?
It says at 75% we have to consider upgrading. What percent are we at now? Do you have any idea?
Right around 50, right, Mo?
Right. I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion and a second on that. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have the hearing of citizens this evening. We have one person sign up to speak. Mr. Anspaugh, if you'd like to come forward and speak.
Good evening. My name is Eric Anspaugh, and I'm here to speak as president of the Franklin County NAACP. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Wood, council members, other town representatives. Good to be here with you. First, on behalf of the NAACP, I want to extend our thanks to the town of Rocky Mount for your support of the Raising the Shade Franklin County 1850-1910 project. As I think most of you are aware, we were one of 9 projects approved by Virginia Tech Mountains across Appalachian, Virginia, and which was funded by the Mellon Foundation. So I'm here to give you special thanks. Special thanks for the support we received from the town for the unveiling of the monument on January 18th, and for the use of the Harvester Performance Center for a reception following that unveiling. I really think we would not have accomplished what we did without your support. I just want to say thank you. Second, the Franklin County NAACP is grateful to be asked by the town of Rocky Mount to be involved with the Diamond Avenue infrastructure project. Mayor Perdue, Mr. Wood came and spoke to our membership in June. And since then, asking for our support, we have formed a committee made up of Franklin County NAACP members and the Diamond Avenue community. And we believe that with our involvement, we can help the town move this project forward by providing a voice and a presence between the town and the community, by encouraging the community residents to take it upon themselves to communicate to both state and federal officials the need and the priority for funding for this project. Because as we all know, the ingress and egress in the Diamond Avenue neighborhood is an issue. So we're just here to say we're thankful that we can be a part of that with you. And lastly, an invitation. I want to invite all of you, town council members and town officials, to our Freedom Fund Luncheon. It's September the 26th, 2026, noon at the Pig River Community Center. The program features guest speaker Dr. John W. Kinney. The program is honoring Franklin County-born Adam Clayton Powell Sr. The MC of the event is Adam Clayton Powell III, and I have tickets if you're willing and able to attend. So thank you for this opportunity to be together. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Eric, Glenn had dropped off a copy of the flyer earlier today, so each of the council members received one.
All right. There being no further business to discuss this evening, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
See you, Mark. Good luck.
Have a good evening, Mark.